Okay, we're rolling. How's it going, everyone? This is Mike Starr, and this is a bit of a different video. But first and foremost, I'm your host, Mike Starr, and let's get this video started. Now, this video, like I just mentioned, is a bit of a different video. I'm going to give you my honest, non-biased, just straight out, uncensored, uncut opinion of what it's like to be on the good old, Lexapro, the antidepressant. 28 film-coated tablets. Take one tablet daily. This is my details on here. I'm not going to show you that side. Clorazepam as oxalate 20 milligrams. Manufactured in Denmark by so-and-so company, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to tell you about the side effects, the benefits, and pretty much why I take it, because I am very much against taking, medications to help with my, with the mental illness that I have. Therefore, I despise medication, because I just feel that these companies, they want to get rich, they want to get money, because these are trillion-dollar companies that release these meds, right? These companies are making a killing, right? And without these companies, I guess, I don't know. I'm not going to say that all, medications don't work, because a lot of them do work. And it does help for me. But it is a band-aid solution to a bigger problem, right? But for me, could have I got better without the medication? Yes and no. I mean, it has helped me a lot. But first and foremost, I want to tell you why I take it, right? So this medication, I started taking this because prior to taking it, I was seeking therapy for depression, stress, anxiety, etc. I wasn't eating properly. I lost like 10-15 kilos. I was very stressed. I was very anxious about every little thing. I wouldn't eat that much. My sleep wouldn't be that great. I would always feel like throwing up. The main problem I had was nausea. I would have nausea, just run into the bathroom a lot, because I do have IBS. That's also some of my problems due to anxiety. Stress, anxiety, depression, OCD, just everyday life problems. I went to therapy, and it helped me to a point, right? It helped me to a point, and I was going to therapy. At this point, when I decided to get on meds, I was going there for about a year. No, about 6-7 months, right? And I said, I hit a wall, and they gave me the tools, because if something happened and I was very depressed or anxious, I'd feel like I was going to throw up, or if I'd get in the car, my mom would play tricks on me. You're going to throw up. You're going to throw up. So I would always have to get out of the car and go for a walk, get back in the car, like with my mom or whoever. Even my friend. And it got so bad where I was just like, I was cutting my arms, because I'd wake up out of my sleep, couldn't breathe properly. I was having panic attacks. I'd cut my arm to forget about the pain. I felt like I wanted to die. My quality of life was like zero, like close to nothing. So for a long time I was waking up out of my sleep, just dry wrenching, trying to throw up, couldn't throw up. I stabbed myself in the leg one night. I wanted to die. So many things were happening in my life. I couldn't eat properly. I couldn't drink water properly. I was getting so many ocular or aura migraines, where I'd see those flashy lights and I couldn't see, and then I get these really bad headaches and migraines, and it was chaos, right? So anyways, but I did go to therapy, and it did help a little bit to a point, but I'd still have to put up with the pain and the problems, and I'd still have to put up with it, and I'd hate it, because I would I would hate feeling that way, and I would always feel that way. Nauseous, stomach in pain, headaches, you name it, and I would get it, right? And a lot of it had to do with my high school experience. If this video gets a lot of views, I'll tell you about what my high school did to me. They fucking abused the shit out of me. But anyways, so I started on 10 milligrams. It really didn't do much. I got on 20. And what it does is it slowly works to help you not have these symptoms, right? I slowly, it just worked all on its own, and I never even realized it, but I built up this mental strength and this physical strength, and I just felt a lot better. But of course, it's not a magic pill like the doctors told me, and I did see a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, for the medication. So it wasn't a magic pill, and it did help. It took away like 70% of my symptoms, the effects of feeling like shit, right? But there are side effects to it, right? With these, I'll be honest with you, my sex life, you're not as horny. I mean, that can be good, but me, I was fucking horny as back in the day, right? I would at least come 6-7 times with a woman, right? Now I come 4 times, but people, would love to be in my shoes to come 4 times. But I do all right because I'm young, right? But I used to definitely be a lot more horny. I mean, I'm still fucking horny as right now, but yeah, just with these, it's, yeah, I guess you're not horny over a long period of time. So once you fucking climax, then you're okay. And then 20 minutes later, you want to do it again, and then maybe 2, 3 times, 4 times, and then you're all right. But then, like before, I was, anyways. So it alters from person to person, and the doctor told me that it does alter from person to person. So you will experience some symptoms that the other person won't. So for instance, I sometimes see a bit blurry, and that's due to medication. The vision is blurry. Sometimes you can become a bit forgetful, which is rare. It happens, but like really like minor. And foggy memory, yes. You're you're not as sharp, right, on these medications, because there are side effects to anything you do. Just like the doctor told me, there are side effects to drinking water. There are side effects to every little thing you do, right? There are side effects, whatever, right? So sometimes, yeah, I do get foggy vision. Sometimes I do get a bit of blurred vision, but that's a small price to pay, because now I get in the car, I can get in the car. No problem. I can eat food and not feel like I'm going to throw up. I feel like a tiny bit like that, but it goes within 5 minutes. Before, I would hold my stomach, it'd go on for an hour. Anyways, and you know what? I still get the same symptoms. Sometimes it's very rare, but sometimes I do get as bad as I was in the past, like maybe once in 3 months, where I feel like I'm going to throw up. But it has to, like, yeah, I'd have to get triggered by like eating some food or thinking about something, or it'd have to be something really bad, right? Something like terrible. But I also have the tools that the doctors taught me, right? So yeah. But having said that, what other stuff do I experience? I do get really thirsty on these, but I'm not sure if it's because I drink coffee but I am really thirsty. I think that could be a side effect. Dry mouth, yeah, dry mouth. Let me see what else. But you got to take it every day, and I do take it every day. I've been on these meds for about 3-4 years now. Let's see if I'm recording still. Okay, we're going at 9 minutes. All right, I'm gonna keep this video to about 20 minutes because I want to give you my full review. Okay, so the thing is, I'm on 20, and at a point I thought, there might be better meds out there for me, because I thought this is helping to a point, but maybe there's something that will help me even greater. So I got off these gradually, not cold turkey, because that's not the way meds work. You wean your way off them, and I started taking Zoloft, and I was shitting myself, literally. I had big pain in the toilet bowl brown because it was strong and did something to my stomach, and that was the side effect of it. It really didn't help me that much. I was on Zolo for maybe two months, maybe 3 months, give or take. And I was always running to the toilet, you know, in public, at home. Anyways, got off that. I went to see another psychiatrist who was going to put me on something called, I think it was anafranil, but you have to get your heart checked out. And my family were very much against that. Said not to do it because you can't risk your heart. But I don't know too much about that drug. So anyways, my brother, who is a experienced person with medication, as he's been taking them since he was 5. So I inherited it from my dad, and so did my brother, but a long story. No one really knows why we have mental problems. Yeah. So went back on 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams, and then I went on 30 milligrams. And this was from my GP. So then I went back to my psychiatrist, and he said, you shouldn't be on 30 milligrams. And I said, my GP, who was my GP at the time, was a man doctor. I'm not going to say his name, but yeah. And then my psychiatrist, this Asian bloke, right? He told me, you know, studies have shown that you can develop heart problems by taking 30 milligrams because it's exceeding the max dosage, right? So he straight away took me off it, and luckily he did, because who knows if it would have damaged my heart. So I got back onto the 20, and I've been on 20 for about 4 years, yeah, give or take. 10 milligrams didn't really do much, but the 20, it did, and I'm happy to say that it's helped me. There are a lot of benefits to medication. To be honest, if I was just depressed, I wouldn't be taking these, but it was ruining my life, these problems. I couldn't eat properly, I couldn't sleep properly, I couldn't live properly. My quality of life was fucked, right? I went overseas on a holiday to Greece, and as you've seen my previous videos on how food poisoning ruined my life, a lot of those problems were physical, but also mental, right? So yeah, just, you know, the lack of, a lot of my problems come down to, a lot of them, like 90% of my problems come down to the lack of sleep, because I have bad insomnia. So the stress of being tired, like the sleep, lack of sleep, sleep deprived, really, really takes its toll on my body. And other people cope with lack of sleep better than I do. Me, with my body, nausea goes up, anxiety goes up, panic attacks go up, heavy breathing, loss of breath. It's just, yeah, a lot of it has to do with sleep, environment, just staying inside a lot. That's why I go out a lot. Just your diet. I do have IBS. That's a lot of it. A lot of my problems, mental problems, are connected with IBS. I don't know how, but it is, because I could never find what was wrong with me. And a lot of the mental problems, a lot of my problems came from the mental side of things, because the mind is a very powerful tool. So yeah, I've been on, these meds, they really help me. It's a Band-Aid solution. Will I ever get off these? It's not likely, because, yeah, I dealt with my mental problems without medication when it got really bad. I dealt with them for about 2-3 years, and in that time, I had cut myself. My knuckles were every fucking week bloodied, scabbed from punching the shit out of the wall. I would bash the fucking brick wall. I would not hold back. I'd like spar with the brick wall, and my knuckles were bloodied, right? Blood, scabs. In my earlier YouTube videos, you can see scabs on my knuckles. If you go back to my R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour video that I did, you can see all the scabs on my knuckles. That's proof I'm not bullshitting. I just did not know how to cope. And if you want to go more into detail, if you want to learn more about these problems that I had, I made videos on how food poisoning ruined my life. But a lot of it comes from PTSD, growing up without a father, just genetics. Anyways, I'm not going to go into the whole science of it all or how it happened, blah, 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 blah. But for me, dry mouth, right? How do I deal with a dry mouth? You got a date, you got bad breath, what do? Well, I use biotin. I spray that in my mouth, and I'll show you that in a second. So I just use this shit, right? Biotin, right? You get it, shake it up. Mint flavor, keeps your mouth moist. Or if you cannot afford that, psychiatrist taught me this. Get a wedge of lemon, glass of warm water, squirt it in there, stir it, drink it, same thing. Or even, I think maybe apple cider vinegar, Bragg's apple cider vinegar works just as good. I'm not too sure about that, but I wouldn't be surprised. You can use that shit basically for anything. Yeah, so dry mouth, that's another symptom I forgot to mention. But yeah, I was at a time taking Lyrica to help me sleep. And then I just stopped that because I just stopped that. But it was helping me sleep. But another problem I'm dealing with is sleep. Yeah, that's another problem. OCD is another problem. You know, cleanliness, that's something that I'm seeing the doctor for. In the meantime, there's no real meds that can take that away. I mean, you can maintain it through therapy, and that's what I plan on doing. It's manageable, it's not curable, neither is my problems I have. That's why I take medication. It's more or less a leaky pipe that a plumber has to fix and wraps it up with duct tape, and it takes care of the problem temporarily. I have gotten off these before when I was switching medications, and yeah, straight away, you know the difference. It's just, yeah, you focus more on things, whereas this just, it kind of just relaxes the body, keeps you calm, and you're not, yeah, you're not as, your head's not so much into that situation. Like, for instance, before I was taking medication, the doctor taught me things like attention shifting, where you listen to the noises outside and then you shift back to the sensation of your feet on the ground, or certain things like that. And if you go through a panic attack, instead of cutting myself, you know, or keep in mind of things, grab 2 ice cubes in your hands, and it's painful, but it takes your mind off it, or a rubber band, stretching it and flicking it onto your wrist. Also better than punching the wall. Also breathing exercises like the diaphragm, and my singing teacher taught me the same thing, and you just hold it, and then with tight lips, breathe out as much as you can, and it expands your stomach, so you're not, because when you get into a state like a panic attack state, you know, your breathing becomes more rapid and shorter breaths, like just not, and yeah, it's messed up. But yeah, just certain things, and going for walks releases serotonin. So go for walks, get out of the house more. I learned all these things, and you know what, maybe I could have gotten better without meds, but it was just, for me, it was hell. And I'm gonna go now because I've got somewhere to be, but I wanted to make this video to help some people out there and to give them a bit of an insight on this. Other than this, I would say there's not really many more side effects to it. I guess maybe a bit of delayed reactions. Maybe that's the only other thing. Like, you know, you're not as sharp as you would be if you weren't on them. I think, you know, the sex drive, dry mouth, my appetite definitely increased with this, so that was good. Just keeps you more relaxed. But yeah, not much more I can think of. But yeah, if anyone wants to ask me anything about these, I'll be happy to answer you. I'd be happy to help, and any advice, you can message me down the night. I promise I'll get back to you. And yeah, that's about it. I'm Mike Starr, and I hope you all have enjoyed this video. And yeah, more DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, and different videos coming soon. So stay tuned for that. I'm Mike Starr. I hope you all have a great day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time. Good day.